What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Clash of Champions pay-per-view results. We start off with the kickoff match, Mojo Raleigh versus Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder starts out on the attack first, taking it to Mojo Raleigh. The fight continues outside the ring. Mojo Raleigh drives Zack Ryder back first into the side of the ring. The action continues back into the ring. Zack Ryder fires up, goes for the broski kick, tries to pin him, gets a 2 count. Mojo Raleigh starts to fight back and drops Zack Ryder with a right and gets the pin. This is an okay match. For something on the kickoff show, it was pretty decent. But like I said in my predictions video, I highly doubt that this feud's going to be over. We'll probably be seeing these two going at it a couple more times. We start off on the main card with the triple threat match for the U.S. title. Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. Right at the bell, Roode and Ziggler take it to Baron Corbin, knocking him out of the ring. Once he's out of the way, Ziggler and Roode take it to each other, trading blows. Dolph Ziggler knocks Bobby Roode out of the ring, and Baron Corbin levels him with a clothesline. Bobby Roode gets back into the ring, and Dolph Ziggler and him go at it again. Dolph Ziggler hits him with the Famouser. He tries to go for the pin, but is broken up at the 2 count by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin gets the deep 6 on Bobby Roode, tries to pin him, gets a 2 count. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode are fighting up on the top rope, and Baron Corbin powerbombs Ziggler and Roode to the mat. Corbin tries to pin both of them and gets a 2 count. Bobby Roode hits Dolph Ziggler with glorious DDT, tried to go for a pin, got a 2 count, but Ziggler was able to come back with a zigzag on Baron Corbin for the pin. So Dolph Ziggler is now our new United States champion. This is a pretty good match. Like I said in the predictions video, I was expecting Dolph Ziggler to eat the pin, but we all got swerved on that. I was totally taken by surprise by this one. We then had the tag team fatal 4-way match for the SmackDown tag titles. The Usos, Rusev and Aiden English, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, and the New Day. Right at the start of the match, it was a brawl. All 8 competitors are fighting each other. Honestly, this match was kind of hard to keep my eyes on for as many tags and people switching around and everything like that. The brawl continues outside of the ring. There was a ton of back and forth between everybody. Jimmy Uso got the super kick on Chad Gable, tagged in Jay. He got the splash, and the Usos are still the SmackDown tag champions. This was also a pretty good match. Like I said, it was a little hard to keep track of everybody with 8 people running around half the time. I honestly thought Rusev and English were going to eat the pin. I was wrong. But we'll have to see in the coming weeks whether Breezango is going to be still doing fashion files or are they going to actually wrestle anymore. And we'll have to see what the Bludgeon Brothers bring to the tag team division and if they're going to vie for the belts in any time coming. We then had a lumberjack match for the SmackDown Women's title. Charlotte Flair versus Natalya. Excuse me. No, seriously. This match was boring. Natalya had most of the offense in this match. The Lumberjacks were more of a drag than anything as the match progressed. There was, however, a segment where Carmella almost cashed in her Money in the Bank contract, but Ruby Riott pulled her out of the ring before that happened. Charlotte Flair was able to get the figure 8 on Natalya, so she's still the women's champion. After the match, Natalya gets on the microphone and berates the audience, goes on her whiny little tirade. Like I said, this was probably one of the down matches for the night. We then have Breezango versus the Bludgeon Brothers. This was basically a star-level squash match. Harper and Rowan basically ran over Breezango. There really wasn't much to talk about in this match. Like I said with the tag team match earlier tonight, it'll be interesting to see how these 2 teams are going to try to fit in with the other 4. I'm pretty sure Bludgeon Brothers is going to have a chance of getting the titles. Admittedly, I wasn't on board with their whole Bludgeon Brothers gimmick and the mask and the hood and the hammers looked like Mario Brothers. Putting all of that aside, they're actually looking to be a pretty good tag team, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare with everybody else. So I'm not really crazy on the gimmick, but I like what they're doing. So, good on them. We then have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura, with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon as special guest referees. Right at the start, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon were bickering about who was in control for refereeing. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn work over Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura for the good portion of this match. Shinsuke Nakamura rallied back with some impressive knee strikes, but was quickly overtaken by Owens and Zayn. Randy Orton hit the RKO on Sami Zayn, tried to go for the pin, but Kevin Owens pushed Daniel Bryan onto Shane McMahon, breaking the count at 2. Sami Zayn tries to roll up Randy Orton. When Shane McMahon was starting to count, he stopped at 2. Daniel Bryan took offense to that, and Shane McMahon and Bryant were starting to shove each other back and forth when Sami Zayn rolled up Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan did a very quick 3 count. So this match is kind of up in the air. I mean, it was a decent match, but what I'm talking about up in the air is there was no sign of any heel turn or anybody switching sides. So I guess we're going to have to wait until SmackDown on Tuesday to see how the pieces fall in this little puzzle. We then have our main event, Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles for the world title. Jinder Mahal started off right away hammering on AJ Styles, injuring the champ's ribs. AJ Styles tried to fight back, but Jinder Mahal stayed on top of the offense. Styles had a huge bullseye on his ribs, and Jinder Mahal took advantage of that opportunity and was aiming for them almost at any point. Whenever he slammed him on those ribs. He ran him into the barricade on those ribs. He was working on them diligently. Jinder Mahal tried to get the Colossus on AJ Styles, but AJ Styles was able to counter with a Pele kick and get out of it. Shortly after, Jinder Mahal tried it again, this time on the top rope, and once again AJ Styles countered out with another Pele kick. In a strange bit of events, Jinder Mahal tried to do the Styles Clash on AJ Styles, but AJ was able to get out of it and lock in the Calf Crusher on Jinder Mahal, leaving Jinder Mahal no other choice but to tap out. AJ Styles is still the world champion. This was actually a pretty decent pay-per-view. There were a couple of matches that kind of were a little lackluster, like the women's match. It probably would have been better off if we didn't have a lumberjack match. I did, however, like Carmella trying to cash in, still showing that she's a threat to anybody with the belt. It'll be interesting to see when she actually does cash this in and who she'll cash it in with. The Fatal 4-Way Tag match was okay. I think it just had too many moving parts in it. Probably would have been better a little condensed down, maybe a triple threat. We were just jamming way too many people in on one thing, and it kind of lost it a little bit. The triple threat match for the United States title was pretty good. It was definitely a surprise that Dolph Ziggler won it. From last I was hearing, he was supposed to be on his way out or maybe potentially going to NXT for developmental or to help build up other people. But it was a surprise. I still don't like him, but it was a surprise. The Breezango Bludgeon Brothers match was exactly what it was, a squash match, only at a higher level. We probably could have pushed this one over to the kickoff show with Mojo Raleigh and Zack Ryder. I'll get to that one in a second. And fleshed out a little bit more of the other matches. The Mojo Raleigh Zack Ryder match was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I don't think it's over, but only time will tell what goes on with these other two. The Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura match was pretty good. They let it go for a long time, surprisingly, and it leaves a ton of questions coming up for Tuesday's SmackDown. So I'll have to wait and see how that goes. But that'll do it for the results for Clash of Champions. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's pay-per-view or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya. So Dolph Ziggler is now our new Intercontinental Champion. No, he's U.S. Champion, dumbass.